What's going on? Sunny here. And in today's video, I want to show you how to feel good naturally. How to not feel good from doing something or getting something, but just coming into your own natural state of feeling good and through that, living life. Okay? And at the heart of this is one practice that I do again and again. Sometimes on a daily basis, sometimes on a weekly basis. It really, whenever it comes to mind, I make sure to do this one practice, which I'm going to share with you right now. And it's going to show you how to constantly come back to the perspective of your natural well-being, your natural happiness, your natural peace, rather than constantly being in the chase of it. Okay? So this is what I like to call a spiritual check. It's just like a spiritual check on your current journey, okay? Because sometimes our perspectives get out of alignment with our really greater intentions. So this is really just coming back into our own peace. And what I really ponder over when I'm doing this practice, which by the way, you don't need anything to do. You don't even need to write it down. You simply just do a check right here, like thinking to yourself. And yes, over here, and for this practice, thinking is okay. Thinking, just go ahead and fully reflect. So I ask myself, how am I feeling today? Right? Am I feeling good? Am I feeling bad? You could do this whenever. Now, if you feel good, right? Ask yourself, why do you feel good? Right? Are you feeling good because maybe today your health is really, you feel great? Do you feel good and happy because maybe you're doing well financially? Or maybe you are working on a really fun project? Or your partner last night said they love you? Or your friends invited you to go out or something like that, right? Why are you feeling good? Why are you feeling secure? Right? Why are you feeling loved? And ask yourself these types of questions, and you can get creative with it, make your own version of it, but generally you're getting to the bottom of why you are feeling pleasant today. And in that state of feeling pleasant, right, you feel secure, you feel taken care of, you feel happy. So we're really trying to decipher, why is it that I feel good today? And so the reason I do this practice, and the reason I'm inquiring this, is to see if my state of being is simply just coming from my natural state of peace and happiness, just my state of presence, or is it being derived from some external means? Am I feeling good today because of the number in my bank account? Am I feeling secure today because of the number in my bank account? Am I feeling good and secure today because of my partner or my friends or my family or my house situation or my vacation coming up next month? Why am I feeling good today? You want to get to the bottom of this, and you want to see, and you want to be honest with yourself. Is your state of feeling good coming from external means? You really want to inquire into this. You really want to go detailed into this, and you want to catch yourself with this practice again and again, deriving your state of being, your feeling state, from external circumstances. Because this will put into perspective for you why you also often feel so bad. It's because you're so caught up in the definitions of what is good and bad, which is causing this very unreliable state of feeling good half the time and feeling bad half the time. And that feeling bad, you may not call it suffering, but it is. That is suffering. Anytime you are even feeling bored, irritated, unpleasant, it is suffering. And the reason you want to keep catching yourself again and again to this, because this is the doorway into actually going into the other natural state of well-being, which I'll talk about in a second. But this way of living, right, proves to you that you're constantly living through your definitions, your conditioning of what you have been taught to believe is good and bad, what you should be experiencing and what you should not be experiencing. So when your experience or your current perspective is in alignment with what you should be experiencing, then you feel good. Whereas when your perspective and your current experience is out of alignment with what you are conditioned to believe is good, then you feel really bad. And so if you're living in the definitions of and your conditioning, then you're, in a very unreliable state where the external has full control over how you feel rather than you being in control of your feeling state. And you already know how important controlling your feeling state is on this journey of manifestation. So you want to ask yourself, is that the extent of my reality usually? Is that the extent of my experience, how I feel and what I'm thinking? Is that your entire experience? Is that the extent to how deep you go to explore? Or are you actually recognizing the vast realm that is prior to thoughts and feelings? Are you recognizing and giving any attention to what you are, the one that is observing these thoughts and feelings, no matter if they're good or bad? See, when you start to switch over and give attention to that state of being, right? That beingness, that presence, rather than the outside, and even the feelings itself, like we can even call them outside. The thoughts themselves, we can call them outside. They are objects of our perception. When we go from focusing on those things to our natural beingness, our natural presence from which we are looking onto all of these objects of perception, then we actually discover something pretty wonderful. When we start to give that more attention, we discover that feeling good is actually quite natural. It does not depend on anything. It is not even determined by anything. It is simply here. It is what that is. That silence beyond feelings and thoughts and emotions and experience. The perceiver of all of these perceptions, when we start to give that attention, when we start to be with that, when we open our experience up to that, then we start to see that feeling good is quite natural. That itself is what feels good. That peace is right here, right now. It is that. And that peace, that happiness, that sense of pleasantness, that sense of everything is okay, that sense of now, it does not depend on anything else. The external experience, including the thoughts and the emotions in the now, can be whatever they are, but that remains constant, unchanging. So inquire, is the extent of my experience usually just whatever's happening, and then how I feel and what I'm thinking about what's happening? Is that my entire experience usually? If it is, then you're blocking yourself off from your natural state, which is that happiness that is always being referred to as happiness is within you. But we just think this is a nice quote, but we don't actually inquire what it means. If that's the case, right, that's the extent of your experience, just thoughts, feelings, emotions, experiences, then what it is happening right now is that you are so focused on the clouds, and you're just like creating more and more clouds and just thinking that the clouds are your entire existence. You don't even know anything else. You just think that it's always gray skies, maybe with like some blue skies and some sun coming in every now and then, not recognizing that there's a whole blue sky beyond the clouds, always present, unchanged, unmoving, just there. And so when you take little pauses again and again throughout the day, right, and you start to penetrate the clouds, just let them be, put them to the side and just get into that silent space. It's almost like this cloud opens up and you start to experience that blue sky, and you stay there for longer and longer throughout the day. And as you do so, you start to make this shift from constantly being identified with your experience, with your thoughts, emotions, to being that, your true place, your true position. And now you can start to live life through this perspective, where You may even be experiencing the same exact thing. However, now you are coming from a very, very different place. Before, you were in the limited perspective of this person. Now it is much beyond that. It is much vaster. Because this person is limited to the perspective of thoughts, feelings, emotions, right? Experience, sensations. Whereas that, where we start to come from, is the awareness within which all of these things are observed to come and go. That is the constant. And that is where we are actually perceiving from. You constantly report that I had this thought, or I had this feeling and then I felt better, or whatever. Right? So what is that you that is constantly present and stable, unchanged, that had that experience of understanding that these things are coming and going, and then it was able to report on those. It was able to observe it and then give that report. When we start to be that more and more, right? That is that true state of happiness, peace, relief, freedom, which does not depend on anything. It is not something you create. It's just something actually you sink into. And you can experience this for yourself when you start to meditate every single day. And you start to do that self-inquiry every single day. So if that's something that interests you, link is in the description box below. Watch my meditation and self-inquiry playlists to learn how to penetrate this deeper, beyond thoughts and emotions. I made playlists with all my YouTube videos in there, so watch that down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you gained value from it. If you did, give me a thumbs up and share this video with a friend who would also find it helpful. Subscribe to this channel if you want more videos like this, and I will see you in the next video.